Good morning, friends. How we doing? It's still cold here. Whew, 16 this morning. It don't get cold like that around here. Let's say good morning to George Olson, Jorge Olson, Attitude Adjuster, Dementus Chris, Kodiak Man. I like that one. Cody Tyler, AJ Sidehill, Briar Ridge Land CT. I've seen a couple of their videos. Odin LP, Corey White, Travis Lafitte, Reptile, Sarah Ashley, Idaho Redneck 44. I love it when people are proud of where they're from. I love that. And Beyond the Leaf. Thank you all for joining us. I hope life is treating you all well. We got a couple of things to go over this morning. I've been trying like crazy to get good video off of that Sky Car, and my brother-in-law made the mount, and the mount works awesome. And I don't know what's going on. I put the camera on there, and it'll take, I got it set up so it'll take 20-minute videos. So I'll get 5, 6, 7 20-minute videos, and only one of them will upload. I can't, so I don't know what the deal is. My tech son, nephew-in-law is going to come over and take a look, see if he can't help. But for now, I think I'm going to just let that kind of go to the wayside till I get it figured out. Quit wasting SD cards and battery life on something that ain't coming out. I've got a little bit coming up the next, probably a day or two ago by the time this video comes out. Not much. It was really cool. I tried to mount in a different spot. God, it was a perfect spot. I wish I could figure out why the videos aren't coming out, because after I moved, I mean, it's the perfect spot to have it. I don't know why I didn't do it before, but anyway, so like I say, I'm getting all kinds of comments and questions, and it's coming in great. However, though, I have gotten asked 2 or 3 times, and I look back and I can't seem to find the video. I thought I did a video that explained everything, but I can't seem to find it. So I'm going to just do a quick overview of it. Yes, this red box works the winches on the carriage up and down for the drop line on the Sky Car. And that's what the beep, 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 that's the, and I turn it up so you can, I guess I turned it down. That's the functions on the Sky Car. It's telling me what it's doing. And the main reason that was designed was for the clamping carriages. And when we get to the thin, I'll go over that more, because it'll make a lot more sense, and you'll understand why it's a good idea to know what they're doing with the carriage down there. It's still a good idea to know, because when they start picking it up, I know they're picking the line up, they're getting ready to go ahead on it, so I go ahead and throw my friction in and get ready. The other question was, well, let's finish this out a little bit more. So yes, this is for the Sky Car. The smart box tells me what the Sky Car is doing, and then each one of these levers represents one of my drums. This one being the Skyline, which is the line that the carriage rides on, goes from the yarder to a tail hole. This one is a skidding line, which is the line that pulls the carriage in and lets it out. The haulback is the same thing as the skidding line, except for you would go out and through some blocks and back to the carriage. So if you needed to pull the carriage, if you were downhill logging or so on, then you would have the haulback on. There are some carriages made that no matter what, even if you're uphill logging, you still have to run the haulback, and we'll go over that. I'm going to do a whole video about all the different types of carriages. Anyway, so the haulback takes the, if need be, pulls the carriage back, and then the haywire drum. And the haywire is what we use to pull by hand to make a layout to pull the bigger line around. And when they're forward, they're all in the brake position. When they're straight up and down like that, it's in the neutral position. If I didn't have my foot on the brake, it could run. And then forward engages the friction. And the friction works exactly like a drum brake. When you engage your drum brake, it goes out to slow you down. The friction, it's turning all the time, and you engage it, and it opens just like a drum brake. So it comes out, engages into the drum, and makes the drum turn. And then these are all service brakes, and then I have a foot brake on the ground here for each one. And each brake has actually two brakes. It has a band brake and then a water brake. And a water brake works pretty similar to a disc brake, except for it's cooled by water so that they don't heat up. And when you put this brake on, these brakes here are all the band brake. And then the foot levers I have, they're actually a two function. And it's designed to where you can, when you start putting your foot on it, you can be putting the same amount of pressure on the water brake as the band brake, or you can adjust it so you're giving it more water brake or more band brake. However, some guys would rather use more water brake than they do band brake. When I'm just shotgunning like this, shotgun logging means you just have the skid line out. I would rather use the band brake. It seems smoother to me. When I'm running the haul back and I'm pulling the two in and out, I use the water brake. That way it helps keep them from getting hot and it's not as jerky. Hopefully, like I say, I made a video before, but I've looked and looked and I can't seem to find it. And then these brakes here are Maxis. I set those at night. Those are just the band brake. When you set those, these band brakes set it, but the Maxi sets it to the maximum amount of brake that you have it adjusted to. That's pretty much what makes the old girl go back and forth. It's really not, you look at this dash and see all these handles and gauges and stuff, and you'd think it's pretty complicated, but it's not. So that leads me to another comment about swing yarders, or grapple logging, actually was the comment. There are a couple of people around here that do grapple logging. It's big up in Canada, and it is a very, very efficient, productive way to yarder log. I'm not sure why it didn't catch on more around here. When you're grapple logging, it's actually, grapple logging is so, or can be so efficient and quick that a lot of times they don't even bring the processor and the shovel with them. They just go in and deck it and then just move the yarder, from road to road to road, because it's so quick that the shovel or the processor ends up being in the way. Very, very quick and efficient. You normally only have one or two guys on the ground. One guy out in the brush, if the yarder engineer can't see, to help him spot the grapples. Anyways, the question was, the swing yarders are obviously different than these style yarders, and they're not. It's exact same setup. They got drums and frictions and water brakes. Instead of, some of them still have dashes like this. Most or all of the newer ones have the joystick style. And as soon as I get a chance to be around one of those, I'll get some footage inside. Matter of fact, we got the Oregon Loggers Convention coming up next month, and there'll be one there, so I'll make sure and get some footage to show you the difference. But as for how you run it, it's exactly the same. The only difference is the yarder swings. So up where the guy lines go, it swivels, and then down at the bottom, just like a log loader or an excavator, it swings. So that's how they're able to swing the logs. When you're grapple logging, you're using your skid line and the haul back at the same time, just like you would be if you were downhill logging, because they use the haul back to hold it goes, let me land this turn. It goes out, you shift the rigging out, and I ran a grapple yarder, not much, just probably 6 hours at the max. So I'm not saying I'm a grapple yarder. Anyways, you ship it back, the haul back pulls it out, gets back there, the haul back holds it there while your skid line, and they use 3 drums, some of them, your tag line will either open your grapples or spin them, and then the skid line closes them, clamps the log, you start going ahead on it, and then your haul back not freeze pulls in, it's set to pull in. I'll have to get some video of it, because the grapple logging is an extremely efficient way to log. But as for the yarders, they're pretty much the same. You know, the concept of it.